Hello, mega party people. Welcome to Sparkle Night, also known as Free Impression Night. I'm going to give it a second. I'm actually going to do a couple little housekeeping things. I'm going to make sure, first of all, that I am live in the right place. Okay, that's the first place. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that everyone is notified that I am here, okay? And sometimes I don't see comments right away, so y'all keep commenting, say hi, tell me that you're here live. If you're live, if you're watching later, do a hashtag replay. That helps me know who saw. Oh, I'm seeing comments, yay! Okay, I guess I'm live in the right place. I mean, I'm live somewhere. That somebody probably says, oh, Jessica's live, let's watch. Hi, hello, Shelly. Hey, Amber, Tracy, Amy, hello. Hi, Sam. Okay, y'all are the ones that tell me where I'm at, that I'm in the right place. So that's the most important thing. Okay, perfect. All right, I am gonna do the lovely @everyone tag because we want to make sure everybody knows that I'm here. Hi, Jenny. Hello, Carmen. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm seeing comments. You know, Facebook gets really, really persnickety. There's your word of the day. Is your fancy word of the day, persnickety. They get very persnickety and they don't always show the comments to me, and it makes me so sad. So if you are also joining, tag your stylist so that they know that you watched. We invite lots of people to these things, and as stylists, we want to make sure we know that you're here, okay? So if you are joining somebody, or if you are the stylist and you invited somebody, tag them to pop in here, because I have a few things to share with you. And if you have a beverage, I want to know if somebody's got a beverage. Well, I'm drinking an energy drink because I need energy for this. If y'all think I have energy, it's because it's in this cup. And then anybody that knows me that's on my team knows that I just take a melatonin later and it fights it out. And then I go to sleep. So it is, I want to know what you're drinking. Okay. I knew Sam would appreciate the fancy word of persnickety. Let me introduce myself, okay? My name is Jessica Powers, and I am a sales vice president here with Park Lane. I have actually been here, in October will be 5 years, so it still feels like crazy that it's been 5 years. But Mocha Moose is my color. Well, thank you. Okay, so y'all, this shirt that I got, okay, now y'all have to pretend you didn't see it because this top is going to be worn on a trip next week. And y'all know us ladies, we like to wear new clothes when we go on vacation, like the people have seen us or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just we want to post it, but I saw this top when I was looking for another top, and I was like, this is going to be cute for my trip. Then I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't wear it, but shh, y'all don't tell anybody that you saw me wearing it, okay? That's, you have to pretend it's new when you see me post from abroad, okay? Okay, drinking good. I'm glad you guys have some kind of beverage because I am here to share with you some really fun stuff. Now, have you ever been a part of a sparkle night, or what we call a free impression night? Well, this is really special because we're inside a mega party, and we just had an amazing mega last night with our brand new collection that was just launched, and Allie did a phenomenal job showing all of the jewelry, okay? We are obsessing. I got the naughty on, and I've got the buttercream, and I've got all these gorgeous pieces on, but one of the pieces that's very special is our impression bracelets, okay? And by attending tonight and listening to just a little bit about what we love and why we're so passionate and why we have amazing times at these mega parties is because of these suckers right here. Somebody is going to win one of these, okay? I don't know about you, but when I joined Park Lane, when someone showed me this, I went, oh my gosh. I need that in my life. And there's the rest of them, y'all. I have more back there that I just keep collecting because I have a little bit of an obsession. And if you have an obsession, put that in the comments. Put obsession. It is okay to love these things, and we can have a common ground under sparkle. Why not? Okay. But listening to just a little bit about what we have to share tonight, at the end, I am going to actually post a Google document. And I'm going to share a code word at the end, which means you've listened to the whole thing, and that you put that in. One of you is going to win one of these beautiful impression bracelets. These are individually dye injected Austrian crystals. They come in a wide variety of colors, but we want to give one away just for letting us share how much we love Park Lane, okay? Because if any of you have been invited by your stylists, you didn't just wander upon this mega party. They were so excited. They probably just said, you have to come to this mega party, okay? I didn't even know what a mega party was until I joined Park Lane, and then I realized, wow, these people are fun. And we're fun, okay? So you're going to hear some really awesome stuff, and you're going to hear a little bit about my story and some things about the company that probably just make us so different. And you probably hear people, they can't even wrap around their head sometimes, like how many things that we do for them. So Park Lane is it's just a blessing. So I'm going to share a little bit about me. My name, again, was Jessica Powers. If I did not introduce myself, I know I said it, but I'm a wife. I've been married to my husband, my high school sweetheart, for 24 years in September. And we have 3 boys. They are 21, 17, and 14. Okay. So all boys. I have no girls. And I cried, even though my last son, he was so handsome and beautiful, when they told me. I cried that I didn't get a girl. They told me to walk around the hospital so they could see the spine. And I said, I have boys. No girls. So a boy mom, if you have boys, you know that that's a very special bond. And they don't actually care about girls at all. So why do you think I do jewelry? It's something fun for me to do because I don't actually have any of that. And we are a military family. My husband was in the Marine Corps for 20 years. He retired in 2018. And we moved everywhere. We moved 11 times in 18, 19 years. It was a lot. And I've lived all over the place. I have been in finance my entire life. I was 18 years old when I started as a teller at a bank. And I have been with my company. I work full-time, a very, very busy corporate job. And I have been there for 15 years in November. And I work that full-time alongside this, what used to be called a side hustle, but it's not a side hustle. It's a hustle, and I love it, and it brings me so much joy. So you can do this alongside anything you're doing. And we have so many different people here that have been a part of Park Lane, and whether they do it part-time, full-time, they're a preferred shopper and they just love the discount, whatever. There's so many different pieces to it, but I have a very busy job, and I actually said no to Park Lane probably 15 plus times. So last night you saw Allie go live and show the gorgeous collection. Allie was actually my stylist when I was invited to a party. I actually was with another jewelry company. I joined when I was like 38 weeks pregnant with my 3rd son. Okay. I went to a party. I actually thought I was going to give birth in the presentation, and the girl was like showing all this jewelry, and I did not feel cute being pregnant. I was like, I'm pregnant. I don't look cute. I need to have a baby, and let's go. It's my last baby. And at the end of her presentation, I was like, how much does this cost to sign up? And y'all, to go into this company, I want to say it was almost $400. And I didn't get to pick any of the jewelry out. I was like, oh, but I wanted to do it, and it was going to be super fun. So anyways, we did home shows, or what we, in-person stuff. And I was about to have a baby. So I was about to be on maternity leave. This is great. And I really loved it. But I went back to work, and that's really hard to do, like in between having a full-time job and having a toddler and a baby and one in kindergarten, and it was exhausting. And so over the years of selling jewelry, I kind of like stepped away from that, and I was like, I just don't have the time. I really got heavy into my company and my job, and I really loved it. And I love my job. I really do. But it's not sparkly. It's not fun. It's numbers and finance and ROIs and it's not fun, okay? But this stuff is fun. And so kind of toward the end of me kind of stepping back, the company ended up closing its doors, and it was really sad. It was a really long-standing company, and I said, okay, well, I'm done with jewelry now. And during COVID, we all got sent home, and every single person that got sent home, y'all, what was happening in 2020? Was anybody's hair being fixed? Was anyone's nails being done? Did you wear makeup? No. In March, the whole world shut down and we all got sent home. Okay. I was very blessed to get to keep my job, but we didn't have webcams. We didn't have to see anybody. So we looked like, and I'll tell you this, we looked like straight up homeless potatoes. I was a homeless potato. I didn't put any effort in. I was just trying to navigate the world. We were all trying to figure out how to work from home. And none of us looked good. None of us looked good. What happens when you don't look good? Your whole entire confidence just, phew, okay? We were like, we don't have any webcams. Nobody needs to see what we look like. It's fine. So around April or May, 2 months into us being home, my company sent us webcams. And I was like, oh my gosh, we all look terrible. I was like, we look really bad. And they were like, you got to turn your cameras on. We need to make sure that you're here. We're going to connect with you. Yes, hobgoblin. That is a perfect word to explain it. That is how we all looked. We couldn't get to the salon. Nothing. A girl that went to high school with me, I kid you not, this is a real story. She invited me. She personally invited me. She sent me a message. And I had not heard from her in years, okay? So I'm 43. You'll know my age. I graduated in 2000. So this was like my 20-year reunion that ended up not happening. Thank God, because again, we all looked like we were homeless. And she's like, hey, do you want to come to this jewelry party I'm having? It's on Zoom. I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything anyways. We're all home. I said, do I have to put my camera on? She's like, no. I said, okay. And Allie Santano was the stylist. And I live in Florida. I live in Pensacola, Florida, which is really lower Alabama. And we didn't really close during the pandemic. We still did things. So I was on my way to a Mexican restaurant and I was like, oh, I forgot about the party. And she sent me a reminder. So I jumped on. I didn't have my camera on. And I'm watching her do these neck boards, lifting up jewelry. And I was like, that's really interesting. Those are really pretty. Cute. Cute. I bought a bunch of jewelry. I thought it was fun. I was like, this is amazing. And Allie was a good stylist and asked me if I wanted to host a party. And I said, sure, I'd love to host a party. If this sounds really, really fun. So I hosted a party. My party got like 26 orders, I want to say. I had like $800 in free jewelry. I remember because our hostess planner, when I saw the hostess plan, I was like, this is crazy. And Allie, of course, was like, Jessica, you really love this jewelry. And I was sending her selfies and she's like, don't you want to do this? I was like, no, I am busy. I am home. We are trying to figure out how to work from home. I was like, no, absolutely not. I am busy. Because what did I visualize? Exactly what happened when I was working in the other company. I visualized the Zoom didn't even hit me that it was virtual. I was like, there's no way I could do this. I work full time. I'm busy. I was getting a promotion at work. I was like, there is no way. Because if y'all did not know, when you have 3 little boys, they don't want to be there when you have a jewelry party. Like none of them want to be there. They get sent to Bass Pro Shop. So I would send my husband and the boys to Bass Pro Shop. And Dana, if you're watching this, Darlene's son, Adam. So one of my stylists on here, she was introduced to me to another friend. She was here, stationed here with us, and her son, Adam, would go and we would take them to Bass Pro Shop so I could have my home show. And I'd invite everybody over. I would put all my jewelry out and the ladies would come. And my kids were so mad at me. They were like, why do we always have to go to Bass Pro Shop? They were so mad. And it was just so hard to do that. So I just kept saying no because I just kept picturing that and how frustrated my family was because not a lot of people want to have a party in their house. They have to clean. They have to cook. They have to provide snacks. They have to get dressed. People have to make it there. People have to make arrangements. It's just, it wasn't something that I wanted to do. Okay. I loved the jewelry and I said, Allie, thank you. But no. I don't see myself doing this. I can't. I'm busy and I work a full-time job. My boys are still little. I can't do this. And so I told her no. She says, well, thank you for sharing that. I love that you were a hostess. I gave her lots of people to host parties. And she kept saying, Jessica, are you sure? Your friend's hosting a party? I said, yeah, I'm good. Have at it. Have fun. And it's so interesting how many times I said no to her. But Allie didn't stop because I would send her a selfie and I'd be like, do you like this jewelry? And I'd be like, snap, snap. And she was like, Jessica. And I'm like, I can't do it. I don't have time. So my friend who did a party off of one of those giant parties, she signed up to be a stylist. she signed up. I was like, okay, fun. I'll support you. I go to visit her. She's in Nebraska. I go visit her for the weekend during COVID. I'm flying during COVID. So safe, right? Because I told you, we're in Florida. We didn't close. I go to visit her and she goes, I can't go out to eat yet. I've got to do a live really quick. I'm going to do it in the basement. It'll be about 20, 30 minutes and then I'll be done. I said, okay. And she goes, do you want to come down there? I said, yeah. So I walked down there. She has got her little computer up. She's got 2 or 3 trays of jewelry. She has a couple of bracelets and earrings and necklaces. And she goes, I'll be right here. So I just sat to the side and I watched her. I watched people just completely glow watching her show this jewelry. And she's like, and this is our special. And I'd love for you to send me your wish list. And, I'll make you a cart and all that. And I was like, how many people said they wanted to buy something? She's like, oh, I got like 7 wish lists, girl. She's very country. She's from North Carolina. She's my Carolina beauty. She would go, girl, I got like 7, 8 wish lists. Yes, they want to buy. I said, does it have to come to you? She says, no. Park Lane mails it right to them. I was like, you just did that in 20 minutes in your basement. You have pajama pants on and we're about to go to dinner and you're done. And she's like, yeah, girl, let's go. I was absolutely like, I don't know what happened, but like something clicked and I was like, holy crap, I can do this. Yeah, like what? Like it's hard? Yes. And Michelle, I did ask you and you were like, why not? Some people go, yeah, I love this. I had to see my friend do it in order to say yes. It was so interesting. And it was so much more fun to do it with my friend because we would be like, look at the new piece that just dropped. Oh my God, did you see those new earrings? It was so much more fun to do it with a friend than it was to do it by myself. But I was flying home the next day. I texted my husband and I said, hey, when you pick me up at the airport, I just want to chat about this for just 1 second before we do anything. And he's like, okay. So he picks me up and I just couldn't, I was like, Josh, I'm so excited. I can do this and I can do it all virtually. Like I was so excited. I was like, I don't ever have to leave the house. It's never going to interfere. Now, Carter and Cade, which are my 2 smaller ones, were in the car when they picked me up. And I said, baby, does that sound like fun for mom? And then Cade said, do we have to go to Bass Pro Shop if you do this? I said, no, baby, you never have to leave the house. Mama can do it in her closet, which is where I'm at. I can do it at home. And y'all, I did my launch party in my bathroom. I was in my bathroom. You could see my shower head and my shampoo. And for some reason, it just felt right. He was like, yeah, baby, that sounds amazing. I'm happy for you. You do you, boo. And I launched myself after I'd already had a party earlier. My friend got her first recruit, so she promoted. And the rest is history. I promoted from a fashion director all the way up to a sales vice president, which is an executive leadership position with Park Lane. Doing this alongside my job. I cannot tell you how many times I said no. Okay. So that is my story. Okay. I have an incredible team. We are called All That Glitters. All That Glitters. Okay. We are just a hodgepodge of people. We have people that are stay-at-home moms that homeschool, full-time working analysts, IT techs, nurses, hairstylists, administrative assistants, y'all, there are so many different people on our team, and we are part of the Bright Lights, which is where you are at with this mega party, okay? So we are like a division inside a division, okay? Yes, we have British people, Samantha. We have so many different people that come from all over. Doesn't matter where you come from, okay? There's a space for you here. But I had to share with you how much I convinced myself that I couldn't do it because I was busy, because we all tell ourselves that. We all say we don't have time because it's really easy to say we don't have time because that's an easy objection. And most of the time we're just afraid or we're not really sure how we could work it in. And it's also, I don't know about y'all, but I have like 16 compartments in my head and I just feel like sometimes I can't fit anymore. Like maybe another password that I have to remember. It just doesn't work. And y'all, I hide in my closet. This is my closet. My husband's side is over there, which looks very neat. Mine is just, I have stuff everywhere. This is where I come and in my happy place, I get to share sparkle. When I started doing parties and I did them all virtually, I never had to interrupt my family time. And that was important to me because they're only little for so long. And with my husband being a Marine and constantly leaving, not being here, I just didn't want that to happen. I didn't want my kids to go, Mom's gone all the time. And they didn't want to have to go to Bass Pro Shop. So clearly they were very vocal about that. And so it was just one of those things that I had to actually watch my friend do it before I could say yes. And I cannot tell you the joy that Park Lane has brought me. And I kept thinking about those like several months of how much further I would be, because that's how I am. I'm like a hindsight being 2020 person. Like what in the world? How much faster would I have been? All that money I missed out on. That's the money side of me. And the numbers person is going, I should have said yes sooner. That was the only regret that I had. And it made me feel better to know that it wasn't going to interfere with my life. I can work this when I want to. And that is not a blanket statement to say to people. Truly, if I want to take my lunch break at 11 o'clock on Thursdays when we have a really awesome training, I take my lunch break at 11 so I can watch that training. That is when I can do it. Can't make the training? No worries. They have it recorded. I can watch it later on YouTube. I don't think you understand what kind of community that this team is. These women and men, because we have men on our teams too, I cannot tell you how organized and professional and the level of business acumen that they have and the growth and development that they give us that you would find in a corporate setting. But you're in a community like Park Lane, okay? So let me just share this with you, okay? So besides this Google Doc, because I hope you guys are still listening, okay? Because everybody's story is different. But Park Lane allowed me. My husband retired in 2018. He's never, ever worked anything but being in the Marine Corps. That's all he's ever been as a Marine. He's deployed. He's been gone. He was in Iraq. It's just our family has been like ripped apart multiple times because of that. And that's okay. That's a sacrifice he made. He is never going to tell you that he regrets anything that he did. But he didn't get a lot of time with our kids. And he went straight into the corporate world, actually working with me. He never got a day off. He went straight from retiring and what they call in the Marine Corps, they call terminal leave, which is basically, it's like you're kind of like not really on leave, but you're not working either. And it's your crossover time. And he never got a break from that. He went straight to work where I work. Okay. And it was affecting our family, having us both work like that. And he never really had time. Park Lane income for us surpassed his full-time income and allowed my husband to take 18 months off to take time with our family. And I've been a part of a lot of direct sales companies. Come on, we're military wives. We've sold Pampered Chef. We've sold Scentsy. We've sold, I think my first one was a Party Light party. That was the first one I was ever invited to, Party Light. Creative Memories. Who remembers that? I scrapbooked. I'm not saying that those companies cannot make you money, but I never made any money, ever. And my husband's like, you can sell a box of rocks to anybody. I was like, well, nobody's buying anything. And there is real money to be made here in Park Lane. And to be able to do that, I truly saw my husband's mental health go from really stagnant to up. And he got time with our kids and just to be a dad. And he couldn't do that before because he was in another country or he was in the Philippines or so. I'm saying that ability to do that, and I'm trying not to get emotional about it because I saw a difference in my husband after that happened, that their glimmer in him was gone. And Park Lane, I said, you can go be a dad. Go take care of everybody. He helped me mail stuff too, which was awesome. But I was able to do that. And I couldn't have done that with any other company. I think it would have just been a few $100s every now and then. Like, this is insane money that Park Lane brings. And that's because their compensation plan is so good. You make between 30 and 50% of your personal sales, okay, depending on what your level is. And they don't take your level from you, okay? They don't take your level. Maggie, I see your question. No, I do not. I have seen a year, and I'm a money person, so ROIs and return of investments and return of asset, all that stuff matters to me. No, absolutely not. Jewelry is a need, is a want and not a need. Because when people want it, they're going to grab it. And it makes us happy and it makes us feel good. We have been around for 70 years, and they have not changed anything about their compensation plan except for making it better. They don't change it. They don't take things away from us. And I think that's what I love. They also only take 2% of the company's earnings, and then they put it all back into the company. But I have not seen anything decline. If anything, year over year over year, everything is increasing, and I am seeing our team grow, and we're seeing our company grow. And I love that because I'm a money person, and money talks to me. Like, I have to see that. The commission is amazing. Also the programs. So y'all, I am in lending. So I actually do the loans for car loans y'all know I'm a car person. Okay. So I have to have a good car. When they told me there's a Mercedes program, I mean, I don't know if y'all know me, but I'm a little bougie. And I was like, Mercedes? Well, tell me how I get that. And Allie was like, Jessica, you're going to earn it in 2 months. I was like, oh my gosh. Y'all do not have to pick a Mercedes. I already had my car. I loved my car. And the fact that I was able to keep it and they're going to pay me part of my car payment, I was like, yes, queen, thank you. I didn't have to go pick out a Mercedes, but if I want to, I could. You have that choice. So I keep my car and it pays for part of my car payment. And every other company that I had been with, that I've sold with, didn't have that plan. And if they did, you had to be very, very high up to earn a car. I mean, I will tell you this, if my previous direct sales company had one, I wouldn't have known. And I didn't know they had trips either. Apparently there's trips. Apparently there were cruises. Never heard of that because I was never privy to that because I never was in that arena. It doesn't happen here because they made me a little even more bougie when I found out that there were trips involved. Because I love to travel. We're a military family. We have lived in Hawaii twice. We've lived in Okinawa, Japan. We've been to Korea. We lived in North Carolina and Florida. We have been all over the world. And then I found out this bougie company takes 2 international trips a year. I was like, excuse me. Yes, please. I will be going. How do I sign up? And I earned my first trip about 8 months in because I joined and they were tail ending their last one. I earned it to Aruba. And I did not know what I was getting myself into. I said, look at this company as bougie as me. They like to travel in style. The trips are insane. Okay. Now I said I'm a bougie person, so you've got to really wow me. When I found out how we traveled, I actually couldn't believe it. Everything's taken care of. Your flight, your transportation to and from, all of your accommodations that you're there, they are taking care of a majority of your dinners, your breakfasts, and we get to dress up and look cute. And you get to experience time with people all over from Park Lane that you would never. And we're not training during these trips. These trips are just for fun. There is no training. You are not sitting here going to a conference. You are sitting in the pool. Here's my St. Thomas. We just came back from St. Thomas. We sit in the pool. And we swap business ideas. That's what we were doing. I wouldn't have met half of these ladies. They are a part of my world now. Coming to these trips, I get to see them twice a year. I don't know if I see my friends twice a year, but Park Lane pays for it. So the trips blew me away, and they are very, very attainable to earn. And I will never not earn a trip. That once you earn one, you will literally be a trip earner. And everybody can have it. And that's what we try to do. So, Mercedes, trips, okay? Also, free jewelry that we get every single month, you guys think that we just have all this jewelry? No, Park Lane gives us so much that sometimes I forget to redeem them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have another certificate to redeem. We earn free jewelry every single month. And it's not just when you first join. It's every single month over. If you didn't get it last month, you're going to get it again. It is so much. It allows us to give it away. That's how we do prizes. That's how we do our giveaways. And you know what I do when I travel on these amazing, again, bougie trips, is I always take jewelry with me and I put it in a little box. And I have I have these little QR codes made. They're so cute. And I put them in a little box. And when I'm on the plane or I am in the airport, I just give some jewelry to somebody and I say, you know what? I hope you have an amazing day and that this brings a smile to your face. And here's some free sparkle. And I do it. I actually learned that from Tanya Trombley. If y'all do not know her, she's one of the first people that I went on a trip with to Aruba. Tanya taught me to do that. And now there is always jewelry in my purse. And we're able to do that with our Rich Rewards Club. Every single month we get free jewelry and I love to give it away. So have some in your pocket, keep some in your purse, in your bag, in your car, because somebody may be having a really bad day. Pick up a piece of jewelry and hand it to them. Don't ask for anything in return. Just give them a piece of jewelry. It'll come back to you. So they allow us to do that by giving us all this free jewelry every month. And that's just for doing our job. That's on top of your commission. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to share, which was really special about Park Lane, and actually Michelle just reminded me about this, you don't lose your rank here, okay? If you have been in a direct sales company before, put a 5 in the comments. Put a 5 in the comments, okay? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what level you were. Have you sold with another company or are you currently selling with another company, okay? Put a 5, okay? 5. I can tell you that when you go to other companies, when you make rank or when you promote because you're doing a good job or people are joining your team and there are all these sitting hard quotas, you have to hit that every single month to keep your title, to keep your pay. And if you don't rank up every single month, that's not yours. You lose it. And that's extremely disheartening. That is a kick. That's a kick in the pants. I was trying to not say a bad word. That's a kick in the pants. Nobody likes to feel like they made it, but didn't really make it. It's like, hey, you did this race, but you need to do this race every single month to keep this title. I'd be like, I'm exhausted. I did that race last month. I'm tired. I don't want to do it again. Okay. What's cool about Park Lane is that when you promote, your promotions are permanent and not a title. They're not like, here's this title, you get to keep it, but you don't get the pay. No, your title and your pay is yours. If you leave Park Lane at that rank and you have to come back for any reason, you get to come back at what you left at and you can restart. That is very unheard of in this industry. It is not something that is a typical thing. Because why? Because the company loses out on that. Park Lane doesn't care about that. Park Lane says we would like you to feel valued so that whenever you hit this and you worked really hard, it's yours and it's not going to be taken away from you. That is very, very special. Okay. So in addition to that, we're the only ones in the industry that have a direct appoint program. If you've never heard of that, I'm going to tell you what the direct appoint program is. A bunch of these stylists in here have come in through our direct appoint program. If you are a part of the direct appoint program, put a 2 in the comments because that means that you had leadership experience at another company. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in jewelry. It could be in wellness. You could have sold clothes. You could have been in cooking. Any of those. Okay. If you came in as a leader from another company, you are interviewed and they determine a comparable leadership rate that you may have left your other company to come in at here. That means you don't have to start at the bottom because it's kind of like I have a lot of leadership experience in banking. And if I wanted to go to another bank or credit union, they would not tell me to start at the bottom. They would say, well, you know, Ms. Jessica, we're going to need you to be a part-time member service representative. And I would be like, oh, I have all this knowledge and background. Like, why would you not recognize my experience? You wouldn't take that if you went to another company if you had the say so to do so. Park Lane does the exact same thing. They look at your experience and they say, you know what? You have leadership and you led a team and you were successful over here. It doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago. Y'all, they don't care. They just want to have a chat with you. And you can come in at a comparable rate than what you left. Something that you deserve, okay? That is unheard of. It's also yours. There's no requirement to build. If you built this huge industry and you built this empire at another company and it just didn't work out or the company closed, we're not going to make you do that. You can literally just be Sally sells a lot and nobody cares. They're not going to say, all right, well, Sally, you haven't grown your team this month. Get on that. No, nobody ever makes anybody feel like that. I can't feel like that. I have a job. I have a family. And Park Lane is an additional thing that I do. It is a layer of income. I cannot give up my regular full-time job. That is what I love, and that is what my insurance is through. That's my piece. So the fact that they don't make me feel that way is very, very comforting. Because then I can come here and I can do my best because I want to, not because I have to. And I think that's super, super important. Okay. So Park Lane is just a very good company. They're a family-owned company and they make me feel very valued. And I know that if I have to step away, that Park Lane is not going to punish me because something happened in my life, because a family member got sick, because I lost a family member, because something was going on with my job, I had to move. Whatever happens, I don't worry about losing any of those things that I built. And y'all, I don't want to lose them all because I love going on these trips, so I'm not going to stop working. It's just too amazing. So I think a lot of people in here that have been brought on from the Direct Appoint program are definitely believers now. And I think the conversations that they always have with our national director is like, really? Are you sure? We don't have to, really? They don't believe it because it's just it's too good to be true, they say. Okay. But I don't feel like it's too good to be true. I say if it's too good to be true, it's probably Park Lane. And that's the wording. That's what we use here. That's how we describe like what our experience is. So whether you are looking for a community, something fun to do because you have 3 boys and nothing pink in your house and now you start wearing pink, maybe you need additional income to pay for something. Maybe you really want to build a jewelry empire. Whatever you want to do, you can do that here. Okay. We even have a special right now. Okay. So our jewelry, I told y'all with that other jewelry company I was with, it was like almost $400 and I didn't get to pick out what I wanted. We have a special right now where they're doing an extra $200 in free jewelry on top of whatever comes with your kit. You get to pick out your items and you get to choose what you want to put into your starter kit. Your starter kit is what you show your jewelry at. So all the stuff you saw Allie showing, those are our personal pieces. We don't sell those. That's so that we can show and do virtual parties and whatever we want to do. So it is going to end on Wednesday. So Wednesday night, this $200 special is going to end. So if it was something that you were thinking about or something that was just like, you know what, I may want to do this, you don't have to marry Park Lane. You can date us. Just go on some dates with us and see if you like us, because you really don't know how anybody is until you live with them. But I like living with Park Lane. They don't snore. I enjoy Park Lane. And I have felt that because there wasn't pressure for me to literally give up my job or jump all my feet in and push everything to it, I felt like that was an opportunity for me to take my time and really get to know Park Lane. And now I feel like they're such a great companion for me. I'm so happy that I said yes, but I'm mad at myself that I said no so many times. But if you said no a bunch of times, it's okay. Like, it is okay. You have a right to do that. And no one is going to pressure you. Not one bit. Okay. So you have an opportunity to do $200 extra for each one of the the kits, and the kits that's your jewelry. You are not paying to sign up. You are getting 1 year of a website where Park Lane mails everything to your customers for you. We teach you the magic math, because if y'all didn't know, there's a magic math class. Your upline is going to help you do that, and they're going to launch you. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but I don't have any jewelry. What do I do? I can't do what you do. I can't be on the camera. I've never been live. Y'all, I had never been live a day in my life until I joined Park Lane and went live in my bathroom. I was like, isn't this pretty? It's shiny. There is a glow up that happens. We were talking about this with one of my team members. We were talking about the glow up that Park Lane does for us, because I go back and look at myself. We all didn't know what we were doing. You don't have to know everything, okay? We're going to train you. Your upline, your sponsor, is going to launch you. We are going to do your party for you. And maybe you're still on the fence and you're not sure. You can do what we call a decider show, which means just be a hostess. Watch what we do. Maybe you're in the middle of your party. Watch your stylist from a different angle now. Maybe you were just chilling and having a great time and getting the hostess rewards. Watch it from a different angle. See the things that she says to you. Look at her hostess coaching when she's talking with you, because she's trying to get you your 10 orders. Watch it from a different angle. Because if that could be you, it could be your party, then we want to be able to offer that to you, because then that commission can be yours. And if there's parties booked from your party, talk to your sponsor about that. Talk to the person that's doing your party. They would be happy to help you grow. I launch every single one of my girls, and then I make them rip off the Band-Aid. I rip off the Band-Aid, ask Katrina if she's still in here. Katrina says, I got a party coming up. I just did her first party for her. She says, do I have to? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So just know you don't have to marry us. You just have to date us and get to know us a little bit, okay? Because if you don't love us, you're more than welcome to walk away. But I'm confident to know that this company and this team that you're joining is so special and is so involved, and they are so loving that you're not going to want to leave. You're going to feel like you belong with whatever you're wanting to get out of that, okay? So I am really hoping that I didn't miss anything, because I can talk about Park Lane for hours, okay? Because I love it so much, and I truly have a passion for it. It has changed my life. I am able to do things that I wasn't able to do before. And it doesn't matter how much money you make, it's still not enough. It's expensive out there. It is expensive out there, guys. It costs a lot to live right now. So if you can do something where you are bringing sparkle to other people, bringing sparkle to yourself, bringing some sparkle in your bank account, and you are enriching the lives of others, why not try it? So I am about to share the code word, but let me go and grab this Google Doc for you. I'm going to put it in the comments. Yeah, Robin says, yes, I'm expensive. Thank you, Cindy. I love hearing that, okay? I really do. I love being live now, I will say. You never know what I'm going to say. And one of the things I talked about, someone falling over in a pew, y'all don't know what I'm going to say. I just can't help it. I get to be myself when I'm in Park Lane. I don't have anybody telling me what to do. I get to be me. I get to be me. Okay, so there is a Google Doc. It works best if you have the Google app, okay? And because we want you to be entered. Somebody wants to win this, right? Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so what do I have on my arm party? So I think this is the Lush. This is the Lush. Then this set right here is called the Plush. Lush and Plush. And this is a 3 set. And then I have the Pink Opal Impression Bracelet, okay? This is a, Amber, if you're watching, do you see this is 5? Amber, one of my stylists, I love her so much. She says that you should have even numbers, and I say odd, and she goes and she counts how many are on my arm party. I'm like, listen, listen, lady, the impression bracelet makes it even better, right? Okay, so this, I'm going to share it here, but I'm also going to go back into the group as well. So just know that, you're going to see this posted because you want the code word. Okay, so this is the Sparkle Night survey. All right, here is your code word. Your code word is date, D-A-T-E, because all you have to do is date us. You don't have to marry us. We're not putting you in a committed relationship, okay? Odd numbers are supposed to be more like balanced on your arm, and that's why we do it. So I want you guys to date us, and that is the code word. So my top, so Carissa, if y'all have seen Carissa, she spoke this morning. I'm obsessed with Carissa. I love her. I love her style. And Carissa, there was a shirt she had, and I said, oh, I want that shirt. And then it said, if you spend $7 more, you can get free shipping. So I bought it like another shirt. Because that's really stupid, right? Our girl math, we're like, yeah. So in the Google Doc is where you need to put the code word, okay? So I just posted it inside the comments, but I'm going to go back in. I promise you I am not going to just do it in the comments and you not see it. And I'm going to see if it lets me pin it, because sometimes it does. But again, I don't know how to pin it from here. But I'm going to post it. So your word is date. Date us. Try us out. See if you like us. I promise you, we don't launch and leave you. You are going to hear from us. You're going to be a part of a community that makes you feel very, very special and valued. And you never know, it could be something that you could be looking for. You could meet your next best friend. You could meet the next person that gives you the confidence to do hard and try hard things. So I hope that you enjoyed my story, and that something resonated with you in some way, shape, or form that makes you just think, okay? There's no pressure at all. Nobody's going to pressure you. We may ask you what you thought, but there's no pressure at all. You do things on your own time and what is comfortable for you. But I can tell you, we would love to have you be part of our team, because I just don't think you realize what you're missing out on. This group is fun, and it's going to bring you something to give you some joy. So I promise you, thank you all so much. You guys are so lovely. I'm going to post it. So go, if you didn't see it in the comments, I'm going to make a post of the Google Doc, and then you put in your code word, and then we're going to do a drawing, and somebody's going to get some beautiful bling. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have a beautiful night, and get with your stylist for the mega party, because y'all, we have a couple more days left and we've got some stuff to give away. So hopefully you are one of the winners and that you found something that you loved. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night.